Hello and welcome to WJTS Inform. And on WJTS, we watch local people. And we're going to find out about candidates who are running for office in this coming November's election. Although remember, you actually can be voting right now up through November 4th or on November 4th. And in this edition of WJTS Inform, we're going to meet Nathan Verkamp. He is a Democrat running for the office of Dubois County Circuit Court Judge. Nathan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about Nathan Verkamp. Who are you?
Well, I am Nathan Verkamp. I am a lifelong resident of Dubois County. I grew up or started my early childhood in Ferdinand. It's where my family originally emanates from. I moved to Jasper when I was still in elementary school, and I graduated from Jasper High School in 1990. A few days later, I was in boot camp with the U.S. Navy. I spent 4+ years in the Navy. While in the Navy, I was able to work myself up through the ranks to become Watch Center Supervisor for the electronic warfare module, not only on the ship, but for the entire battle group while we were in the Persian Gulf in support of Operation Desert Shield. After getting out of the Navy, I came back to Dubois County and I worked in a wood factory for a period of time. And then went to Bloomington to begin my undergraduate degree. I graduated from Bloomington and I went to Indianapolis for law school. In law school, I was able to clerk in the major felony court in Marion County for Cale Bradford, who's now on the appellate court, and also Gary Miller. I also worked for Rolls-Royce Engines, who builds aircraft engines for not only military airplanes, but commercial, the Boeing 747s as well there at the plant in Indianapolis. After graduating law school, I came back to Jasper and I've been here ever since. As far as my career goes, I've been what I would consider a trial attorney. I spend most of my time in the courtroom. The bulk of my work is probably criminal defense work. I've been the public defender in circuit court for about 13 years now. And I also do criminal defense work in the surrounding communities. As such, I've tried a lot of jury trials and have actually been certified by the Public Defender's Council to do death penalty cases. I've been involved in one death penalty case. Actually this year, so far this year, I've actually been called by judges from outside of Dubois County to participate or be a part of 2 life without parole cases, murder cases. So I've been involved in the highest level of criminal cases. But besides that, I do just about everything else that would come before the circuit court judge. I do a lot of family law work, not only divorces, paternities, chins, juvenile delinquency cases. Also what comes before the circuit court would be your estates, guardianships, as well as just a civil tort case, of one person suing another for a wrong. So I've been involved in all those types of cases, start to finish. So that's kind of my career, but more importantly, my family is here. I'm married to Jody Schwank. We have 3 children, ages 14, almost 11 now, and 9. And I've been really involved in, family means the most to me. I've been really involved in their lives. I've coached baseball, I've coached football, I've coached wrestling. The things that we enjoy to do together is, my father has a place up Patoka Lake. We go up and spend a lot of time up there.
Sure.
The kids love the outdoors, swimming, hunting, fishing. So we spend as much time as we can together. As far as the community goes, I'm a member of St. Mary's Church in Ireland. I'm a member of the Dubois County Veterans in Foreign War. I'm a past commander there, and I'm currently on the House Committee. I'm a member of the Jasper American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, the Navy Club, member of the Knights of Columbus, and Dubois County Sportsman Club, Ireland Sportsman Club. My wife is on the PTO at Ireland, which means we spend a lot of time volunteering at the big soup
Sure.
Fundraiser coming up. So I've been active in the community, and that's one of the reasons I've decided that I wanted to run. It's just I think a way to give back to the community, to serve to the community.
It's like the next step for you.
Exactly.
What are challenges or issues or things like that for the office of circuit court that the circuit court has to deal with now or in the future that you see that you'll have to deal with, and how would you tackle those?
Well, obviously, I think probably the biggest issue right now for circuit court, I don't say biggest issue, but it's one of the issues is just time constraints. I think the study came out that the two courts combined, Superior Court and Circuit Court, the two judges are doing the work of three judges, so they're strapped for time. They really are. How you fix that, I don't know, other than just assuring people that I'll just work as hard as I can every day. Mm-hmm. But I know Judge Weichert has been a real proponent of the CASA program, supporting and protecting children. Mm-hmm. I think that needs to certainly continue on. So those are probably the biggest things. The family law issues going forward, I think that really need a lot of attention.
I guess in a way, there's really nothing that you can do to change most of that because that's all pretty set. My next question would be, this office is for circuit court.
Correct.
Then you mentioned the Supreme Court. What's the difference between
Superior Court?
Superior Court.
Superior
I'm trying to get you on the Supreme Court. What it is? The Superior Court.
No, okay. The Circuit Court is actually a court that was created by the Indiana Constitution. Okay. It's a court of the Constitution, and I guess the name it kind of gives it away, so to speak. Back in the 1800s, you would have a judge for a circuit, and the judge and the attorneys would get together mostly during the spring and fall, winter. They didn't practice in the summer because they didn't have air conditioning. So,
right.
But they would travel a true circuit, the surrounding counties. Mm-hmm. So they would spend a couple days in one county, do all the work that needed to be done, and then the judge and the attorneys would ride off on their horses and to the next county. So it was a true circuit. You traveled the circuit. And then as the state got larger with its population, they started breaking it down to each county having a circuit. Dubois County was tied for a period of time with Pike County. It was the Pike-Dubois Circuit Court. And then as legislation changed, it was for up until 1982, it was the Martin-Dubois Circuit Court. And at that point, we had one judge that would, a circuit court judge, and he would be responsible for going back and forth between Martin and Dubois. Dubois County at that time in 82 did have a county court. And when the legislation came through, it established a superior court. So the Superior Court is established by legislation, okay, rather than a court of the it's created by the Court of Constitution. So it basically, there's certain things that have to be filed in circuit court, that things involving juveniles, so your paternities, your delinquencies have to be filed in circuit court. Estate work, probate and estates are filed in circuit court. Guardianships are filed in circuit court. When they broke the two, when we got a superior court, they broke the criminal, they broke the criminal cases that any crime with respect to drugs and alcohol and theft go to superior court. Okay. And then all the crimes with respect to a person goes to circuit court. So your murders, your robberies, sex offenses, all go to circuit court. And then a person can choose which court with respect to filing a divorce or a civil tort can go into either court. Superior Court also has small claims tied with it.
Okay. Now at this time I'm going to let you speak to the viewers who are watching WJTS and tell them why they should vote for Nathan Verkamp.
Thank you. Well, I think that I make the best candidate come this election cycle for circuit court judge in the fact that my experience, my trial experience, has taken me far and wide. I've gone as far north as White County. I practice regularly in all the courts surrounding Dubois County. So I've got to see a lot of good judges, and I've got to see a lot of not so good judges. You know, and when I say not so good judges, it's more about temperament, the person's temperament, their demeanor. A person should never feel afraid to walk into the courtroom. And some judges, with their demeanor, will put a person, you feel like you're on the spot the moment you walk in. You're afraid to say you're afraid to say or do anything sometimes for fear of being lashed out at.
Okay.
And I don't feel that should ever happen in a courtroom. A person should have their day in court. They should have the ability to say what they feel is appropriate in their defense or for their case, and not feel that the judge has kind of prejudged, if you will.
Okay, sure.
You know, I guess if we, that's one thing we've been really fortunate. We've had good judges in Dubois County. Judge Weichert has been a fantastic judge. He is fair, he's patient, you know, he'll listen, and so I've learned a lot from that. So that's, you know, with my experience and I believe my demeanor, make me uniquely qualified, but I think also my life experiences, not only in the service, in the military, but working in the wood factory gives me a little bit of empathy. I've worked on a lot of farms, but also I'm a husband and a father, and I think raising children, especially doing family law cases, is important because we're going to be asked to decide about children and dividing children, if you want to call it that, or parenting time for parents in dissolution proceedings, and without a little bit of background on children having the struggle sometimes, especially with multiple children, getting them to and from, you know, getting them to sports and religion and getting them home to get homework done. It's a lot of work, and I think that's something that I bring to the table as a father.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your time today, and good luck in the election.
All right, thank you very much.
Remember, you can be voting right now, or all the way up to November 4th if you want to vote on November 4th, Election Day. We have had as our guest Nathan Verkamp. He is a Democrat running for Dubois County Circuit Court Judge in the upcoming election, or I should say, the ongoing election right now. Thank you, Nathan, for coming in. Thank you for watching WJTS in Form. We are local people watching local people.